Hello and welcome to Mathematics Made Easier channel. This is your favorite mathematics tutor, Comfort Amuakon Ata. I welcome you all to my class this minute. If this is the very first time of you joining my class, a special welcome goes to you. If you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please look down there and click on the subscribe button to subscribe. It doesn't hurt. And you click on the notification bell to be updated whenever any new tutorial is being uploaded by me. Great. All right, so for today, I'm going to take you through how to divide decimals using the standard algorithm. And the standard algorithm that we are going to use today is a long division. Interested, right? Good. So how to divide the decimals by decimals. I've already taught you how to divide decimal by decimals using models. And I believe you remember all that we did. Great. So now pick your joters as you go along with me for today's class. All right, so before we start, I want to ask you if you are yet to grab a copy of my math book, please do so. Those in other countries, you can grab it on Amazon. So you just search for Comfort Amuakon Ata. Then you'll be able to get access to all my books on Amazon. And you grab a copy for yourself and for a friend or for your child. It is very good and it will help you in maths matters. Great. All right. All these things, I took my time to develop the concept for you. So grab a copy for yourself and you thank me later. Right. So, but those in Ghana too, you can contact 0243899322. That is my sister's line, and you'll be able to get a copy for yourself. So now let's start for what we have for today. All right, so now let's see our agenda. I did this with my mentor, and it was really great. So I'm going to share it to you to also help you out. You know, knowledge, we all share knowledge. So our learning target, as I said earlier, I can use standard algorithm to divide decimals, right? That is our learning target for today. Ready? Good. So this is a simple questions on, that is for do now activities. And you can try your hands on it, right? Good. So let's just focus on our learning targets, but you can also try your hands on this do now activities to help yourself. It's a very nice activity that will help you. All right, let's see whether this video will be able to play. I don't really know. And I'm taking it from Math Nation. I hope I'm sharing this.
$5. Was short. Well, he was 185. And okay. So it's okay. I come. Right.
All right. Okay, back to our standard. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Right, that was just something small for you to think and do it. So let's refer back to our learning targets or I can statement or a performance-based objective for the lesson. I can use standard algorithm in order to divide multi-digit decimals. So we are going to look at the keywords in this vocabulary, in this I can statement. Use, and also standard algorithm. What does it mean? Also multi-digit. What does it also mean? So let's see what these vocabularies means. Right, so when you say use means to put into action, to put it into action. Standard algorithm is a set of steps for doing something. a set of steps. And the standard algorithm we are going to apply right now is the long division. Great. Then also multi-digit means what? That is more than one numbers involving decimals. Good. So if you know this, let's move on. Right. So now let's look at. We just said we are going to use some sets of steps to divide decimals. What are these steps? We have three basic steps. One, if you have the problem, if this is a problem, for example, 7,800 divided by 2 and 4 tenths. One, make sure the divisor, so this one, make sure the divisor is a whole number. So make sure the divisor is a whole number. Anyways, when you say divisor, what does it even mean? It's a whole number. Divisor means what? So divisor means the number that is being divided by, right? The number divided by. Great. So let's clear this and write it well. So you have to be able to understand the vocabulary, the key vocabularies in the lesson. Right. So one, make sure the divisor is a whole number, because we are dividing decimals by decimals. So you can't solve division of decimals while the divisor is not a whole number. So how do we make it a whole number? How do we make this a whole number? One, move the decimal to the right to make it a whole number. So it means we are going to move the decimal to the right to make it a whole number. So for example, if you have this one, this problem, which of these is the divisor? The divisor is the 2.5 or the 2 and 5 tenths. And how do we make this a whole number? We just said that we have to move the decimal point to the right to make it a whole number. So I just did that for you to see. So doing this, we are going to get what? 24. That is the simplest way to do that. Or we just multiply it by multiples of 10. Great. We just multiply it by multiples of 10. So if I have only one digit after the decimal point, then it means you are multiplying it. So let's clear it and write it well. 24. Good. And clean this too, right? Oh, we just clear that. So this is giving us 24. If you move it to the right, what? All right, there you go. Okay. All right, so we are getting 24 over here. Good. All right, so now if you move it to the right, you get 24. So always check the digits after the decimal point. How many digits do you have after the decimal point? You have only one, you multiply it by 10. 2 digits, you multiply by 100. 3 digits, you multiply by 1,000. So it goes on and on and on for you to make it a whole number. But don't forget that. Number 2, move the decimal point in the dividend. The same number of steps in the dividend. So after whatever you do to the divisor, you do the same thing to the dividend, right? Great. So as you move it to the right once, it means you're going to move it to the right once in the dividends as well. Which one is the dividend? Good. So once like this. Good. So now we are going to get 7.8. 7.8 or 7 and 8 tenths. That is so perfect. Then in the last step, we just said we have just 3 steps. One, make sure the divisor is a whole number. You know what a divisor is. Then you move. How do you make the whole number? Move the decimal point to the right. How many digits we have after the decimal point? Then you move the decimal point in the dividend the same number of what steps. What is the last step? The last step is move the decimal point. Let's bring it this way. All right. So move the decimal point up or to the top. Move the decimal point to the top of the quotient as usual. When you say quotient, quotient is what? The answer to a division problem. The answer to a division problem. So move the decimal point to the top of the quotient as usual. So quotient also means the answer to division problem. So one, identify what your divisor and dividend is. Two, make sure the divisor is a whole number. How do you make it a whole number? Move to the right, move the decimal point to the right. How many digits we have as a decimal point? Then also you move the decimal point the same, and the dividend the same number of steps you did to the divisor. Then the last one, you move the decimal point to the top of the quotient. So this is just a guided notes to help you as you move, because you're going to use this so many times as you move on. So make sure you don't forget any of the steps I just mentioned. Right, so let's move to the next one. Let's move. Right, so as I just said, this is what we are seeing. So this is your divisor. This is a dividend. Then this is a problem showing everything I just said. Everything I just said. So the divisor, we can see that in this problem, the divisor was a decimal. So, or the divisor is a decimal. So we just have to make the whole number by following the 3 steps. Then when you finish, you move the decimal point to the top. Right. So this is the first step. This is the second step. Do the same thing. Then the third step, you move the decimal point to the top of the quotient, because this is where your answer will be. Quotient is what? Answer to a division problem. So knowing this, you can now solve the problem as what? As a whole number being divided by a decimal. And you can do that easily, right? Good. Because we've already gone through how to divide whole numbers by decimals. So you should be able to do it correctly. So for example, in this problem as well, too, you are going to 1. Which one is a divisor again? Good. So the 4 tens is a divisor, and the 46 and 32 tens, hundreds becomes a dividend. We have to change this on to a whole number, or convert this to a whole number by moving it to the right, or by multiplying it by 10, because it's just 1 digit after a decimal point. Good. If you should multiply it by 100, you wouldn't be wrong, but make sure do the same thing to the dividend. That is all. Then you now solve the problem as. So that is all that I wanted to tell you. And so before I go, let me give you one problem to try your hands on. Great. The problem is this is my problem. Which one is a dividend? And I hope you guys can identify the dividend. Then let's see the second problem. Which one is a quotient? I hope you guys will be able to tell me easily. Right. So I have a nice song over here, and that is my mentor also taught my kids when she came to my class, and it was so fun. Okay, so I'm not going to play the video, but I'm just going to sing, pardon my voice. All right, so the song is on long division, how to easily remember the steps involved in dividing numbers. It's just normal long division, okay, or regular numbers. So the song goes like this: divide, multiply, and subtract, bring it down and bring it on. So this is the voice is not voicing. You guys should just pardon my voice though. So divide, multiply, and subtract, bring it down bring it down, and bring it word back. So I'll take my time and take you through how to use this song to divide numbers. Divide, multiply, and subtract. Bring it down and bring it up. Bring it down and bring it back. Divide, multiply, and subtract. Bring it down and bring it back. These are just simple ways. Sometimes you have to just adapt ways for you to remember things easily. Some people learn by doing those things, by forming acronyms, by forming songs. You should know yourself and know the strategies that will really best well for you. All right, thank you so much for your time and attention. I believe this tutorial has been so helpful to you, and you are going to learn and improve on your division of decimal numbers using the long division. So I believe this tutorial has been helpful. If it has been, please do not forget to share the link to your friends, and also do not forget to give me a thumbs up down there to appreciate my effort. Again, if you are yet to grab your book, grab it back on Amazon, and also in Ghana, you can get a copy for yourself with the number I gave out at the beginning of the tutorial. So we meet again. Stay safe and learn hard. This is Christmas time, December. Please take good care of yourselves, right? And just learn how to stay focused. We shall meet again. Love you all.